Inside Morehead State Basketball is brought to you by the Citizens Bank, home of totally free checking. Reno's Roadhouse. Go wild, go west, go Reno's. Hinton Mills, serving farmers since 1918. The Jack Rowe Insurance Agency and Auto Owners Insurance. Insurance the right way, the human way. Tim Short Auto Group. Take the short drive to satisfaction. Fazoli's of Morehead. Fast, fresh, Italian. West Liberty Veterinary Clinic, serving the hills since 1963. U.S. Bank, all of us serving you. Big Four Lumber, Ace Hardware, the helpful place. Wendy's of Morehead, fresh, never frozen. Carter County Farm Bureau Insurance, the Todd Pratt Agency, big on commitment. Eagle Finance, loans made easy, payments made affordable. Apply online at eagle.com. Commercial Bank of West Liberty, a source of strength for more than 100 years. Joshua Trent Custom Designs. Looking to build? Let us design your house plans. Giovanni's of Morehead. Order online at giovannispizzapower.com. And by Standifer Builders Paving and Sealing. Quality work at affordable prices. That's how we roll.
Hello and welcome in to Inside Morehead State Basketball from the FamilyLeisure.com court here at the Academic Athletics Center, and for a second consecutive week, the coach is in the chair. Coach Kelly Wells as our guest host, and Coach, thanks for being with us one more time.
It's always good. Anytime we get a chance to talk about Morehead State and Morehead State basketball, it's always a pleasure. So thanks for having me again.
Absolutely. Well, last week you were with Coach Maddox.
Yeah.
A little under the weather last week, so Coach pinch hit for me, and you and Coach did a great job.
Yeah, it's always good when you have that opportunity to kind of have that dialogue back and forth from coaches, and I'll always consider myself a coach, even though I'm in the athletic director's role. And
you're still a coach.
I always love this reflection and trying to think back about basketball and the process and procedures of it. So I'm thankful Johnny gave me an opportunity to at least join the show.
Absolutely. Coach, since the calendar flipped over to February, it's our basketball team has kind of hit a wall. From a coaching perspective, what do you see?
Yeah, February has been tough. Not only have we played the second round of opponents, so everybody's had a chance to see you once, and we went undefeated in that first swing, so like everybody's coming in with some revenge on their mind as well, and we've caught people playing really well. Some of it's self-inflicted. We've made some uncharacteristic mistakes and things that aren't our identity, but we've really been exposing those in the second time through, and that's basketball for you. We're not the only team in the country that's having some tough times to try to get through. We're just searching back for our identity again. So the things that we were super strong at of defending and rebounding and being tough, people have matched that and maybe exceeded that a little bit on us, and it's starting to show up on the stat sheet as well as the win-loss column.
Stay with us when we come back. The Eagles back on the road last week at Lindenwood on Thursday and Western Illinois Saturday. Highlights are straight ahead on Inside Morehead State Basketball.
At the Citizens Bank, we have totally free checking and a free gift. When you combine totally free checking with the best people and the best service, do you know what you get? The best bank. Being the best bank makes it easy for customers to refer friends and family to bank with the best too. Every referral gets another free gift, so come bank with the best. The Citizens Bank, the home of totally free checking and a free gift. Member FDIC.
Hey Eagle Empire, this is Kelly Wells, Director of Athletics at Morehead State University. It's my pleasure to be joined here by Gary Markham, owner of Tim Short Auto and a big donor and a big booster of Morehead State basketball and Morehead State athletics. And Gary, tell us a little bit about what's going on at Tim Short Auto these days.
We're here to take care of all your needs, automotive service parts. We carry Ford, Chrysler, Dodge, Jeep, Ram brands. Real appreciative of everyone in town. We've been here since 2014, and we couldn't be here without all the customers and the athletics, the university, just the whole town. It makes us proud to be here.
And we know you've got a choice when you're looking for your next vehicle, and I want to encourage you from the Eagle athletic standpoint to support Tim Short Auto here in Morehead, Kentucky, as they are huge supporters of the athletics program. And not to mention, Gary just happens to be my brother-in-law, so a lifelong relationship here that we're proud of, and Certainly are thankful for everything that Tim Short Auto Group does and Gary does for our athletic department. And as we always say, go Eagles.
This segment of Inside Morehead State Basketball is sponsored by U.S. Bank. All of us serving you.
Coach, on the road at Lindenwood, a team that we had to battle, but we beat here at Johnson Arena. Tough to do it 2 times in a row.
It really is, and even their coach at postgame talked about the motivation of trying to revenge that first loss. And when you go on the road in the OVC, it's hard to win, and you're playing against a team that's playing really well. And it showed that I think they hit their first 4 shots out of the gate. Some of that was self-inflicted a little bit. We let them get to the spots they wanted to, and we struggled getting out of the gate. So the slow start didn't help. This was our first basket by Tyler Brailsford here in the mid-range, and really just had a hard time, and that's indicative of our night right there. Is decent shots, just couldn't get anything to fall, and then we turn around the other end, and they're hitting bombs from the wing, from the top. Really found their best play, and hats off to Lindenwood for that response. You know, they're playing for that 8th spot, trying to get in the tournament, and it showed. And there was a great night for Corey Carvey. He had his first double-double, 20 and 14. Probably could have had 30 if he made some of his layups down there on the bottom, but really gave us a lift off the bench with his hustle, his energy, his presence was really, really big. And here's a good possession of us just getting up and down the floor, which we didn't do a lot of, but George Marshall was the only kid that had a plus-minus that was in the plus on the game. And there he showed why. He's got that great energy getting to the basket and a great feed there and finish at the basket. Again, here's kind of what a tale of the night when they needed a big basket. Bass seemed to find it.
We made Bass look like a first-team All-American.
He really was feeling it. He was in his zone. And again, a wide-open shot, even though it was a long shot, it was there. And once you get a shooter shooting it in the hole, it's just hard to take it away from him. And he fed off the crowd, off the home team, and really had a big-time performance. And we seem to say that after games a lot. A lot of kids are going off on us in that way. And again, Corey Carvey with a great interior move. And I thought if you had a bright spot in this game, he certainly was that bright spot for us.
Coach, when you play from behind the whole game, you're playing behind the 8 ball, especially on the road, it's difficult because you dig yourself such a deficit, the game's almost over before it starts.
Yeah, it pulls the plug on you a little bit. You know, that's not our style of play, is to play from behind. Our style of play that we run that's effective for us is to get a good lead and then sustain it as you're going with good solid defense and getting the free throw line. And it kind of reversed on us. I thought Lindenwood gave us that. So to get off to 11-2 start really was indicative, and being down 17 in the half didn't put us in a position where we were confident we were playing from behind. And again, common theme right here, Corey Carvey, like the positives we had. A great feed by Ty Brailsford there, but certainly Corey was a big lift for us in the game. And late we did start making some threes. I think we hit 4 in a row or 3 in a row towards the stretch. Cade Rootsager there with the great one. Ty's always pushing the tempo, trying to get in the rim, didn't make it, but Anwar with a great second shot. So I thought our last 8 to 10 minutes of the game, I thought they really dug in and played extremely hard, tried to fight back, but just a little too late there. Trent Scott, coast to coast here with a great play. It's great to see Trent back out, starting to get healthy and back to full steam again. And I think he logged 18 minutes, his first time in a long time. So Trent's a great kid. And again, here's another great pass from him to our man Corey Carvey those are pretty high percentage shots to be for the night. We end up shooting 34%. So those are all our high percentage shots came from Corey Carvey.
Nice move though on the low block.
It really was. His body's really good. You can tell he's feeling healthy. His knees are feeling good. I was happy for him. He'll be a great addition for us, and a great set play out of a timeout called by Coach. Ty Brailsford with a great pass lob to Corey Carvey for the easy deuce there at the rim. And again, this is a little bit, shows how good defense Lindenwood played all night. They kept us out of the paint. We made a tough shot here, but those are the kind of shots you try to force defensively. Great shot by Roan. And here's some defense down the stretch for us on that under 10.
This was a huge play.
Yeah, we got out and running, and great play by Lindenwood and got out. We had to cut the deficit there to 10, I think, at that time, and got to run out and they stretched it back. And you have to give Lindenwood a lot of credit. They were ready to play, sustain the lead all the night, and they closed it out the right way. And here's the little stretch we went on making threes down the end. Stephen Clay made back-to-backs, which is good to see. Great shooter, so it's good to see him make those and get those down in the basket.
George from the corner.
Yeah, this is our little stretch. We started picking up full court pressure. But they did just enough to hold us off here down the stretch. And again, Corey Carvey being extremely physical and tough, staying with it, going after the second shot. They call that the old Charles Barkley.
That's right.
And go get it. But again, Lindenwood was a great effort. Happy for them, sad for the Eagles, but road life's tough. You know, you got to respond from this, and puts us at a clip where we're 9-6 now, and we've got to get over the hump a little bit on the road here at Western Illinois.
Hey, Dad, brought you some popcorn. You should relax. You worked so hard for us.
What happened?
It's a little fender bender, but Mom already filed a claim with our agent, and we can track the status right from the app. Auto owners pays what they owe without any hassle.
Sounds like simple human sense. Well played.
Ask your independent agent if auto owners make sense for you. I'm fine, by the way.
See what?
These days, banking, like basketball, moves at a fast pace. At Commercial Bank, that same fast pace comes to life with our lenders. We're fast with local loan decisions. Bankers who you know and who know you. Simply put, it's better banking. Commercial Bank, where friendliness prevails. Member FDIC, Equal Housing Lender.
Eagle Game Highlights are sponsored by Carter County Farm Bureau Insurance, the Todd Pratt Agency, Big on Commitment.
The Morehead State Eagles took the court Saturday afternoon at Western Illinois, looking to snap a season-worst 4-game losing streak. And the Eagles were sharp early. Corey Carvey earned the start after his 20-point, 14-rebound effort against Lindenwood. He picks up where he left off with 2 baskets and an assist in the opening 3 minutes, with the Eagles scoring the first 8 points of the game. Western Illinois would answer with a 14-6 run and led twice just past the midway point of the first half. But Morehead State responded with baskets by George Marshall and Anwar Malouk. The Eagles then added 3-pointers from Tyler Brailsford and Stephen Clay that would provide the visitors with a 9-point lead with just under 4 minutes to go. MSU would have to settle for a 33-30 lead at the break. The Eagles controlled much of the second half and built a 12-point lead on 3 consecutive clutch threes from Cade Rugseger. Less than 4 minutes later, Stephen Clay buried this 3 from deep in the right corner, and Morehead State is staked to a 59-50 lead with 5:40 to play. But then the wheels fell off as the Leathernecks reeled off 19 of the game's next 24 points, including an 11-0 run, with Ryan Myers hitting one big shot after another. Myers would finish the game with a game-high 28. Meanwhile, the Eagles couldn't buy a basket down the stretch and were outscored 30-13. Morehead State led for nearly 31 minutes of this game, but not when it mattered, in a disappointing 72-67 loss to Western Illinois. There's no better way to spend the day than with lunch or dinner at Reno's Roadhouse in Morehead. Enjoy delicious steak, chicken, and ribs, along with our trademark honey butter rolls and hometown hospitality.
Hi, I'm Tim Kogenberg. I promise to provide 100% guest satisfaction here at Reno's Roadhouse in Morehead.
Go wild, go west, go Reno's. Woo!
Big Four Lumber Ace Hardware was founded by Philip Lewis nearly 45 years ago and is still locally owned and operated by the Lewis family. Our customers' needs have always come first, meaning we continue to enhance and expand our inventory. Big Four is a staple of the Morehead and Round County community, and we take great pride in giving back. We would like to thank our valued customers for your loyalty and trust, and pledge to continue supplying the best quality service by our hometown employees. The moment you walk through the door, you'll know why we are Ace, the helpful place. That's Big Four Lumber, Ace Hardware, 1470 Flemingsburg Road in Morehead, Kentucky.
Basketball with Bree is brought to you by Eagle Finance. Loans made easy, payments made affordable. Apply online at eagle.com.
Welcome back to another edition of Basketball with Bree. Today I am with one of the most important people in our athletic department here at Morehead State, the Deputy Director of Athletics, Richard Fletcher.
Hi, Bree.
Hello, but thank you so much for joining us today.
Thanks for having me.
Show.
I appreciate the opportunity to be here. Thank you.
Absolutely. Now, Fletch, you deal with student athletes on a regular basis. You're compliance, you're making sure everybody's eligible. You deal with, meal plans and the contracts for games. Talk a little bit about the impact that you feel the Deputy Director of Athletics makes on student athletes here.
I always laugh and said, my desk is the desk that gets the stuff, especially when you're dealing with student athletes. So predominantly what I do, as you already mentioned, I take care of financial aid, take care of all the athletic aid for student athletes. Meal plans, book scholarships, I manage that part. I do help Jamie Carver, who's the Director of Compliance. I help him with the overall athletic compliance. Basically what I try to do is a stopgap measure. So if a student athlete has a problem, my job, because I know basically the folks on campus, my job is just kind of intervene. So if someone's having a problem with financial aid or having a problem in the bookstore, my job is to reach out and say, hey, what can we do to resolve this issue? I've often said, most students don't have someone to speak up for them or even to reach out for them. That's part of the role inside of athletics for me. So kind of a stopgap.
And it's great that they have you as a resource, because not everyone has a resource like that to speak up for them.
Exactly. I mean, parents can call, but someone on the inside who knows who to talk to, just like in financial aid, there are 4, 5, 6 counselors, and there's also the person who does scholarships. My role, what makes it more important inside the athletic department is you know who that person is to contact.
Exactly. Fletch, you weren't always in the administration side, you weren't always in compliance. Talk about how your journey at Morehead State started.
So in 2001, in August of 2001, I received a phone call from Brian Hutchinson, said, hey, you want to come up and interview for the head athletic trainer position? It's kind of funny, I kind of talked about it with my wife, Wendy, and we'd kind of said, would you be interested? So I came up and interviewed, they offered me a job, and so on August 16, 2001, I came back as the head athletic trainer. Had the opportunity over a number of years. We had the head athletic director at the time was Chip Smith, and Chip says, hey, what would you like to do? And I was like, well, I'd like to go into administration someday. I got moved into assistant director of athletic training services. That evolved to assistant athletic director, director of athletic training services, and then later on to sports medicine. And then 2008 became a assistant director, or actually associate director of athletics and director of compliance. So it's a lot of little humps and bumps.
You've had quite the journey.
Yeah, good experience, good opportunities though.
Absolutely. So that has been a total of 24 years?
August will be 24 years, yeah, with a lot of different opportunities to grow. When I first got moved over to this position, it was me and one other person was an assistant athletic athletic director. So it was a lot of opportunity to true grow. Because at the time I was director of compliance, also oversaw the initial eligibility and continuing progress toward degree, financial aid, oversight for sports, oversight for academics, and the APR. And so it was like a big opportunity to grow.
That's awesome. So now we're looking at the horizon. We're nearing retirement. Yeah. You have a little grandbaby now. Talk about your excitement now that you see the light at the end of the tunnel.
Sophia Marie was born 2 months ago. Actually, she's now 2 months and 2 days old. One of the problems, if you want to call it a problem, in athletics is we get an opportunity to work a lot. If someone says, when does that happen? It usually happens on the evenings and weekends. So I'm now officially of age to retire. Not that I'll do that completely, but it will give me the opportunity, I think, as I move forward. If I make that decision, I've kind of leaned in that direction right now, that sometime in July I'll probably make it official and get out of here, which will give me the opportunity, if I decide to drive to Columbia, Missouri to see my granddaughter and my daughter and my son-in-law, I have that opportunity to do that.
That's something to look forward to.
Yeah, inside of athletics, for those that are around it, out of 52 weekends in a year, you probably work 40 weekends of the year. So it's a lot of labor. I always laughed, and when somebody says, tell me about your job, I get paid to watch sports. That is the second half of the day. Right. The first half of the day until 4 o'clock, you're doing all the academic stuff and compliance and whatever else you need to do to get your job done. And then from 4 o'clock until 10:30, you're in the basketball arena, or you're at the football field, or you're working baseball, or whatever it is.
Whatever the
So it's a heavy time constraint.
Or we're traveling to tournaments and OVC championships. Right. Absolutely.
This coming Saturday will be the first day I've had off in 6 weeks. So that's a pretty exciting time. And I'm going to go see my granddaughter. I'm going to travel to Columbia. So yeah.
So you've had 24 years to be in Morehead State, to be an Eagle. Talk about what Morehead State has meant to you all these years.
Well, it's a big ask or a big question. So in 1986, one of my older brothers graduated from Morehead State University, and he said, "Hey man, you ever thought about going to college?" At the time, I really hadn't given it much consideration. I've come from a family where we're hard workers, and I thought, well, maybe I'll do that. So long story short, in 86, I made a decision I'm coming to Morehead State. I was originally pre-physical therapy major. Met a person, Buford Kreger, who was like a VP at the time, but had moved back down to teach. He says, "Hey, you may want to look at athletic training." I was introduced to Keith Webster, who was the head athletic trainer at the time. So in 1988, I started my work inside this athletic department. I worked 4 years as a student athletic trainer, left for about 5 years, came back in 2001. So what has that meant for me? It has graduated both of my daughters. Both of them have undergrad from here. My oldest daughter currently is a third-year resident at University of Columbia, OBGYN. That's Allison. Reagan is my second daughter. She's 22, graduated working in a local bank. Both are married. My wife is a graduate from here. I've got, I think overall, I'm not Kenna Marie Allen Gaucher, but I think we have 17 degrees from Morehead State University.
That's wonderful.
It's fed my family. It's educated my family. It's given my family the opportunity to grow and go well beyond anything that we've ever imagined.
And your journey with Morehead State is not over, because once an Eagle, always an Eagle, and we will be seeing you all of the time.
I may wind up being that person that comes in for 10 hours a week somewhere along the line that says, here's how you do X and here's how you do Y. I love to teach. It was my background younger in life because I've actually got a teaching degree, so I love to teach. If there's someone who wants to learn, I love the opportunity to ramble. I always tell people, just sit down and let me ramble to you for about a minute, then you can ask any questions you have.
And I just made the joke that we should just have a history lesson with you because of all of the knowledge that you retain.
Yeah, some of it's good and some of it's bad. But yeah.
Fletch, thank you so much for joining me on the show today, and thank you for all of your years of dedicated service to Morehead State. You have really, truly made an impact here in the athletic department.
I appreciate your kind words, and thank you very much for having me.
And stay tuned, because Coach Wells and DP will be right back on Inside Morehead State Basketball.
Giovanni's Pizza is a favorite stop for Eagle basketball fans before or after the game. Come taste for yourself delicious pizza, pasta, subs, salads, wings, and much more at the perfect location, 700 East Main Street, across from the Academic Athletics Center. Dine in for great customer service or order online at giovannispizzapower.com.
My great-grandfather opened the first Hinton store in 1918, and our family opened our first feed mill in the mid-1950s. We now have 6 locations and a wide range of products including feed, seed, fertilizer, crop protection, animal health products, fencing materials, and pet food. Though times have changed, our commitment to providing you with the highest quality products and knowledgeable customer service is as strong as ever.
I'm Adam Hinton, inviting you to stop in and see for yourself. Hinton Mills, serving farmers since 1918.
This segment of Inside Morehead State Basketball is sponsored by Fazoli's of Morehead. Fast, fresh Italian.
Welcome back to Inside Morehead State Basketball as we close things out on this Sunday on the CW Lexington. And Coach, it's hard to believe, but this week is the final homestand of the season, which means Thursday night against SIUE. And then Saturday is senior day as we host Eastern Illinois. The women play in at 1, the men play at 3:30. Of course, senior day activities, ceremonies prior to both games, but senior day always very special.
It really is, and this is the final weekend for home games here at Johnson Arena, and that's always a sad culmination of emotions. But Senior Day is an event we want to celebrate our seniors. You never want your seniors to go out on a bad note, so you really want to dig in and make sure that Saturday you take care of business. But certainly it's a whole range of emotions, from sadness to reflection to happiness, and we want to finish that off with a good win. So we need everybody out at Johnson Arena to help our Eagles get these seniors off on the right note.
Kelly, as a high school and a college coach, you've been through countless senior days. From a coaching perspective, how emotional is it?
It really is, because you really start thinking about all the experiences you've had with those student athletes. And you know, as a high school coach, you raise those kids from elementary school all the way through college. You invest in those heavily during their time and their segments through recruiting, and also when you get to coach them, their families are involved in that, all their people that are around them, their contacts. So it really is emotional. It's a thankful moment that you get that experience with those students, but it also is a little bit sad, because you know it's kind of coming to a close, and you want to last that as long as you can, stack as many more games, keep it going as long as you can. And I say that will be the same with our seniors on Saturday. We'll try to send them off on the right note, but also know that we're not finished. There's a lot of work left to do.
Talk about the upcoming OVC tournament right around the corner. Of course, tickets are available through MSU Athletics, but how important is it for Eagle Nation to converge on Evansville?
It's very important. We usually bring one of the best crowds. We need to continue to do that. Our student athletes need that. They deserve that. Our coaches as well. And it just represents who we are. Like, we are Morehead State basketball, one of the strongest traditions around. We want to represent the blue and gold correctly. That means that we need to turn out. So, like, get your rooms, get your tickets. We'd love to see you down there. Our teams are excited about the close of the season. We got a lot of work to do. We got some correction to do, but I have all the confidence in the world that our teams will do that.
Thank you so much for watching this week, and on behalf of Coach Kelly Wells, our athletic director here at Morehead State, I'm David Patrick, and we will see you next Sunday right here on Inside Morehead State Basketball.
Inside Morehead State Basketball was brought to you by the Citizens Bank, home of totally free checking. Reno's Roadhouse, go wild, go west, go Reno's. Hinton Mills, serving farmers since 1918. The Jack Rowe Insurance Agency and Auto Owners Insurance. Insurance the right way, the human way. Tim Short Auto Group, take the short drive to satisfaction. Fazoli's of Morehead, fast, fresh, Italian. West Liberty Veterinary Clinic, serving the hills since 1963. U.S. Bank, all of us serving you. Big Four Lumber, Ace Hardware, the helpful place. Wendy's of Morehead, fresh, never frozen. Carter County Farm Bureau Insurance, the Todd Pratt Agency, big on commitment. Eagle Finance, loans made easy, payments made affordable. Apply online at eagle.com. Commercial Bank of West Liberty, a source of strength for more than 100 years. Joshua Trent Custom Designs. Looking to build? Let us design your house plans. Giovanni's of Morehead. Order online at giovannispizzapower.com. And by Standifer Builders Paving and Sealing. Quality work at affordable prices. That's how we roll.